Hi, this is HaydenAhn, and today I'm going to be reading first grade lesson 25 math. So I'm just going to get straight into adding tens and ones with regrouping. So the directions are add, regroup as needed. So last week we did learn about regrouping, but to go over it, let's just go over number one. So 59 plus 7. So first we do the one section. 9 plus 7. And if you can do this in your head, that's great. If you can't, you can always use the counting method. So you'll start at 9 and go forward 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So from here we get the ones place, which is 6, and we put it in the ones place. And then that 1 from 16 would we would regroup it, so we would bring it to the tens place, and then we would add the tens place next, which kind of basically has nothing. It's just a 5 plus now the 1 that we regroup. So 5 plus 1 is 6, so the answer will be 66. Let's just do a few more of these together. We can do number 7. 48 plus 23. So first again, let's do the ones place. Highlight it. 8 plus 3. So if you can do this in your head, great. Again, if you can't count, but I'm just gonna do it quickly. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So we put the 1 from the ones place in the ones place, and then get the ones in the tens place, and you put it up here. So it's called regrouping again. So and then we'll do the tens place next, which is 4 plus 2, which is 6, but now we have this extra 1 here, so we would have to do 4 plus 2 plus 1, which is 7. So the answer would be 71. And then moving on. Let's do one more. Let's actually do one of these down here in the bottom. Let's do number 15, which is, I think, the tuna. So 31 plus 9. So again, we can do the ones place first. So highlight it for you guys. 1 plus 9. So 1 plus 9 is 10. So in 10, if we look right here, the 0 is in the ones place, so we will put the 0 right here under the ones place, and then the 1 is in the tens place, so we will bring it up here. And then we do the tens place, which is just 3, and then plus the 1 that we were regrouping, so 3 plus 1 is 4. So we get 40. So tuna can travel 40 miles in an hour. Alright, let's move straight on. Subtracting tens and ones with regrouping. So this is basically regrouping with adding, but we're subtracting. So if we look at the instructions, subtract the ones. 4 minus 6 cannot be done. You must regroup right here. You can see 4 is smaller than 6, which means that you can't subtract it. So if you look at step 2, subtract the tens. 4 minus 1 is equal to 3 tens. Sorry, this is part of step 1. Actually, let's look right here first. 54 is 5 tens and 4 ones. Regroup as 4 tens and 14 ones. 14 minus 6 is 8. So we would make the 4 14. So I just plus 10 it. And then we would minus 1 from the 5 to get 4 and 14. And then you would do the ones with like that. So if that doesn't really make sense, we're going to go over it right now together. Let's get straight into number 1. 57 minus 9. So first we do the ones place, right? 7 minus 9. But if we look here, 7 is smaller than 9. So you can't do 7 minus 9. So what you have to do is you would take a 10 from the 50. So it would become 40, right? And then that 10, you would basically add it to the 7 here and get 17, right? Instead of 7. And then you would do 17 minus 9, which is, again, if you guys can't do this in your heads, it's the counting method. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Bam. So 8 becomes the number in the ones place, and then instead of using 5, again we use 4 because we took one of the tens place. We took one of the tens. So 4 minus nothing is 4. So the answer is 48. Let's do, oops, sorry about that. Let's do a few more. Let's do number 8, 40 minus 27. So 0 minus 7, again, here, actually I'll highlight it for you guys again. Ones place for 0 minus 7, again, we cannot do that. So that's what we have to do. We have to take a 10 from the 4, and make, so that means it will become a 3, and then give it to the 0. So the 0 becomes a 10. And then we can do 10 minus 7, which is 3. And then instead of using the 4, we use the 3 right here. I'll highlight it. We will move on to the tens place, right? So you use the 3, and you do 3 minus 2, which is 1. So the answer is 13. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of like, not the opposite, but the opposite of regrouping for addition. So let's do one more. Let's do number 14. 44 minus 17. So again, ones place first. 4 minus 7, obviously, again, you cannot do. So we take a 10 from the 4 in the tens place, and we make it a 3. We donate that 10 to the 4 in the ones place, making it 14. And we can do 14 minus 7, which is, again, if you can't do this in your head, you can use the counting method, but for time's sake, I'm just gonna give it the answer. 14 minus 7 is 7. And then for the tens place, we would use the 3 because we donated the one of the tens. So we would do 3 minus 1, which is 2. So the answer is 27. Yeah. Alright, moving on. Working with a calendar. I think this is like our 3rd week working with the calendar. June. Use the calendar to answer the question. So number 1, when does Meg go to camp? Write the day and the date. So if we look at all these little things, you can see Meg's birthday here. Meg's camp begins. And I think that is what we need, right? Yeah, Meg's camp begins. That is the date we are looking for. Oopsies. So, what date is that on? If we look right here, that is the 8th. Or, sorry, that is the 9th. That is the 9th on a Wednesday. So, when does Meg go to camp? She goes to camp Wednesday, June 9th. Alright, let's do number 5. On which day does this month end? So that's asking for the last day, which is right here. Sorry about that, right here. The 30th. So you can write right here. And the 30th is on, again, a Wednesday. So we can go down here and say, this day ends on, I think it's asking for which day. So it's asking for the day, which is Wednesday. Or if you guys want, you guys can give the date and just also say June 30th. And yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. You just find the event on the calendar and then look at the date. Look at which day it is too, if it's asking. Alright, last section, I believe we're on telling time. So read and solve the word problems. Draw hands on the clocks to show the starting times and ending times. The first one is done for you. So let's look at the example real quick. Example. The movie starts at 5 o'clock. It is 3 hours long. At what time does the movie end? So if we look right here, this is the start, right? And it starts at 5, so we have the small arrow pointing at 5, and then the long arrow pointing at 12, which is also the 0, 0 part, right? And then 3 hours, so we can just count from 5. 1, 2, 3, bam. So that means the small hour moves 3, because that's, the small hour is the hours, and then the long hour, hand is the minutes. So because it's 3 hours long, this red one, sorry, I colored them in blue so you can't see it, but this red one right here would move 3 to the right, which is 8 o'clock. Hence, that is the end time. Again, because the back is 0, 0, it would just stay at 12, the minute hand. If you guys didn't really get the explanation, totally fine. We're gonna go over it right now. Let's just start with the first one. Number 2, the game starts at 1:30. It is 2 hours long. At what time does the game end? I think we went over clocks a while ago. Just in case you guys forgot though. The hours are the number, or where the numbers are the same. The minutes, or this portion in the back right here, are these small little ticks. So at every number you see, it actually goes by 5. So for minutes, it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Right? So the game starts at 1:30. That would be where the hour hand, we'll also make the hour hand red, be right here. The short one be here, I'll make it look better. Be like right here at 1, and then, or here, let's draw the minute hand first, guys. Sorry about that. The minute hand would be, it would be the little numbers I wrote on the inside. So it would be at 30, which is at the 6. So it will be like this, basically. And then the hour hand would be at 1, but because 30 minutes passed, it would be like halfway between 1 and 2. So it would be like right there. So that's 1:30. It is 2 hours long. So if we go from here and we move 2 hours, that means 1:30 plus 2 hours is going to be 3:30. So we can just draw. Because it's just 2 hours long and not like a minute, the minute hand will stay at the same spot. So that means we can again draw the minute hand right here at 6. And then we can draw the hour hand at, it will move 2. So from 1:30 to 2:30 to 3:30. So right there. It'll be like right here. So that means the answer is 3:30. Let's do the last one. Rachel woke up at 7 o'clock. She slept for 10 hours. At what time did she go to bed? So that means we're going backwards, right? Because we're looking for when she slept the day before. So let's first draw what we know. So she woke up at 7 o'clock. 7. Okay, let's do the minutes first again. The back is 0, 0, which means we are at 12. And then 7. So just be like that. Because we're at 0, 0, it would just be 7 instead of like in between than any numbers or anything. So you guys can just draw an arrow pointed at the 7. Ooh. Yeah, like that. And then again, I said we're going backwards 10 hours, so minute hand stays the same. So we can just draw the minute hand in for the end already, actually, just like this. And then count backwards from 7, 10 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means she slept at 9 o'clock yesterday. Just like that. And that will be the end of our lesson. Thank you so much.